Terve and welcome to observe this moment of excitement yet again. Yeah, I will install the oil sump back in, put the engine oils in and wait to see if it drips somewhere. In the meanwhile, gonna unwrap the pod filter. I'm going to mock up the wiring so that it will turn the starter and put the spark to the correct places. When I know that the engine runs, I will proceed with the other stuff. But now I just need to know if it's running or not and how badly it's leaking from somewhere. So let's just do it, and nice to have you here observing this exciting moment with me. Alright, let's add the oil and what not. I have this probably the cheapest motor / engine oil, so I'm going to use this a bit, and when I get it running and I know that every place has been affected with the oil, I probably drain it out and change the oil to something better. But for now, this is just consider it like cleaning fluid or something. Let's do some Instagramming. Just a second. Terve! Greetings from garage. What's going on? Alrighty. There is now 1.3 liters of 10 weight for the oil. And hope that it won't be there. I mean the little drip in the pan underneath. But meanwhile, waiting for that thing that should not be there, I'm gonna do some other stuff. Let's hook up this starter cable. So this goes down there. Here. Yet again, I'm not that concerned about how this looks currently. I'm just going to test drive it or do the test run, and after that I'm gonna do the prettying stuff, which is like running the cables to the correct places. So that's in. I also can get the starter cranking by just hooking the hotline to this one and ground the other side. This works like this, that when you put the bigger cable to battery, the power won't go here until the starter button is pressed and the signal comes from this cable, and this cable signal tells that connect these two. So I can just try to connect the jump starter kind of straight to the starter motor. I have this small jumper back here, which probably enough for this. So if I hook up this bad boy to the starter solenoid and then give it some juice, should it be? Is it safer to go? Well, let's try. If nothing happens, then we are in some sort of problems. Always something happens, right? It cracks, alright. It's like milking a cow. Alright, so the starter works, which is good news, and next we're gonna plug in the compression tool and see if there is any compression. You probably remember the last time we did this. The difference were that I did it cranking by hand, so now we have the electricity on our side. So we are aiming something over 100 psi, and that's all I know. This hand goes there, and this opens the throttle. Let's see. Oh, there comes the stuff that doesn't need to be there. We have over 100 psi. That concerns me, the sound. Yeah, so I know that we have compression. 115, I guess. I guess this is out of battery, that's why it slowed down. The first couple rounds were like it should be. But I guess I'm happy that the starter works. I'm a little bit worried that if the valves are like aligned correctly because of the sounds. It has to make sounds, of course. I'm stupid. That's what we are aiming here. Make sounds. Okay, so enough blabbering. Let's try to figure out if we have spark. I guess the best try now is to just plug everything in and see what happens. We know that the ignition key switch is missing, and I have a new one, so I'm probably going to hook that in. The coils won't get any power unless we replace the missing switch. So here we have the signal for the solenoid. The right side lever also has the run and don't run button, which will cut the power from the coils. So let's add those in. Now we should have like on and off switch going on, and also the start button. Yeah, I just connected the electricity tester straight to the handlebar wires, and I guess that I have been a little bit in artistic mode when I was doing the switch, because it looks like that the on and off has switched place in my head when I was drawing this. So when I now press the start button and it's off, you can see pressing it now, it goes to 0, and if I put this my on, then go for the switch, nothing happens. And here in Finland, and especially in countryside, we call this theft prevention. It also makes sense that off you go. I've been actually waiting for a good reason to like do something for the switches, because I'm not happy with the cool artist stuff I made on those. So let's try to continue from the behind ways of the engine. So we need to find the grounding cable for the harness, and looks like it's this one. This thingy was attached to the negative side of the battery, and there was also the main ground cable attached to the battery, and actually this way, and this one was attached to the other side of the engine. But I guess that we can find a new place for the main ground. Let's actually create the mounting point here for now, because this is near the battery box and I like the place. And this is also our hub for the jump start. So now we have the main harness connected to the ground. Now we should probably have the start switch working. I should add some sort of fuse between that one. So this is 7.5 amp fuse. So I will do some kind of jumper wires that will fit to the bullet connectors. This is the positive for the main harness. Then we connect these two. This goes to the starter solenoid and it's connected to the batteries. Then we should have the whole circle. Circle of light complete. And then here. Alright. The but here is that we don't have the ignition switch. So the power will be off all the time. Let's try with the switch. This is just some general switch from internet. I need to find out the switch functionality. When we are in on position, the other cables are connected, and in off position it's like the opposite ones. I had to take a peek inside of the wiring diagram, which I have in the service manual. There is also the park, off on park. That one I don't have on the other, so I will go only on and off. There is red, orange, green and brown. And when the key is on, the red and orange is connected and the green and brown is connected. If I follow the red line here, it goes there, and then it splits here into two. It goes down into number 6, which is AC regulator. So the regulator will get the power from there, and the other one will go down to regulator rectifier. I guess that the red one is how the ignition gets its positive signal. So I connected the key switch to orange and red, so the key will control whenever I can start the engine. I just connected the other ones together like these two, and I checked from the wiring diagram that brown is going straight to the parking light and the gray one is going straight to the parking light switch. So it means that whenever we do not have key in the switch, we can turn on the parking lights and the meter lights. I guess that is something we can live with currently. By the way, these backhoe connectors, these are pretty good kind of things. I guess these handles 300 volts, 20 amps. So you can connect cables here and you can take those off. These ones comes handy because you don't have to screw the sokeripala, which is the sugar piece here. This is the old-fashioned style, and you don't need any tools with these, and these will stay there. Yeah, now I think that I need to try if the starter engine works from the button. Yeah, I guess that I will just have to see what happens when I connect the jump start into it. Probably some smoke. Wrong kind of smoke, like the blue one. Ground. And it's not on. This goes here. So will the start button work? Yeah, that was the main concern. Nothing. Does the key ignition work actually? Let's go and see. Any smoke over the backside? I can't see anything here. So key switch on, main switch off, start button now. Nothing. Start switch on. Now we should have something here. Nothing. Alright. Back to drawing board. Yep, so I've been doing some debugging with the cables and it seems like everything is probably correctly connected considering the solenoid, but the solenoid is not doing its job. So there is possibility that the solenoid is stuck because it hasn't been used in a long time. So I try to do some gently tapping on the side of the cover and see if it helps. If it doesn't help, I will open the solenoid and see inside of it. Nope. I need to tear it apart. Yeah, so this is basically how it works. Whenever there is no current, these copper plates, this and these, are separated. And whenever there comes 12 volt signal, it pulls the middle thingy against these coppers, so that will connect these two things. It certainly does not feel to be sticking anywhere. If I put 12 volts here, what will happen? Let's ground up this one and the 12 volts goes. I put it in the middle so we can see if it shoots out or sucks it in. Something should happen, I guess. Where's my safety goggles? Okay, so it sucks it in. Let's do it again. So the solenoid works. Now I just have to figure out why it didn't work earlier. Now when I use my brain again, because now I know how it works from inside. You're supposed to be having the solenoid grounded. That's the reason it didn't work. It wasn't grounded. Stupid me. Alright, so this time it's pretty much same than the first time, but in addition I added the ground cable to the solenoid mount, so the solenoid's frame is now grounded too. Okay, let's try. No sparksy sounds. Let's turn it on. No smokes. Let's push the button. Nada. Off. Off we go. Yeah! Floppity floppy, he says. Epic. So that works. Alright. Woohoo! Next we are going to find some spark. Do we have spark? Yeah! Nice spark. This is the moment I've been waiting for 1 year. So I bought this thing a year ago and I didn't know will it run ever or never, or hasn't it been running ever or never. As far as I did open all those things inside the engine and stuff like that, I found out that there is some problems all around, so I hope that the lower part of the engine is still in good to go position, because that's something I did not open. And what comes for the upper parts of the engine, you've seen it. I'm not expert, this was my first time, so I tried my best to make everything like it should be. And now we have arrived to the moment where I should try to start the engine first time. Yeah, it's like in Christmas time when you wait for the presents for 1 week and go and shake it a little bit and see what's there, and when the time arrives when you can open the presents, you don't want the moment to go past, and I'm feeling the same thing here. I don't want to start it because I want to live in the excitement of it might not be running or it might start well. But hey, if I want to drive it, I need to know if it's running, so let's just do it.
Vähän se typpään.
Se on kova. Ne oli vähän lössöä ne alkuäänet. Noniin, ready. What a bangs. Yes, I consider that a success. Now would be good time to have fans. May I present you my only fan? Good boy, good boy. Now let's get out of here.